Hi, I'm Scott and welcome back to the channel. Coming to you today from a place I don't think I've shown you yet in the house, up on the third floor in my wife's office. This used to be one of the rooms that the servants lived in. I think I've told you before, the house is almost 100 years old, and believe it or not, back in the early 1920s, the people that lived in a house like this had a maid, a cook, and a chauffeur, all of which lived up here on the third floor, and this is one of the rooms that one of them occupied. And I'm in here because her computer has much more storage space than mine does, and the topic of the day is, if you're like me of a certain age, you undoubtedly have somewhere in your basement a couple boxes or many boxes of old dusty photographs, dingy albums, lost pictures that have been put away forever that no one's ever going to see again unless you do something about them. So that's the topic of the day, is what am I going to do about it? So I'm going to show you a solution I've come up with, and that is the Epson Fastfoto 680W quick scanner. And I'll try and flip this around and show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to bore you with the unboxing. You can see here it came nicely packaged with all the appropriate parts, connecting cable, power cord, a little cloth for wiping the internal components. And I've got it connected to our Mac, you can see right there. And it opens up like so. And a tray pops out of the bottom there. The next step is to download the software from Epson. A fairly straightforward process. And actually the hard work is figuring out how you're going to organize your pictures. As you can see here, I've taken over the kitchen island and have quite a few different piles going. I've chosen to do it by subject. You can certainly do it by year, however you want to do it, but I'm picking these by subjects. Now that you have your pictures organized, it's time to get ready to scan. First thing you want to do is take your pictures. They say to do it in about groups of 35. I'm gonna have some pictures here, obviously, if you've seen me recently. These are quite old, of my wife and I. And you place them in face up, leading edge down. Put them in there, like so. Now that you have the pictures in the scanner, you come over to the software and open it up. You can see here, these are some pictures I've already scanned through from our wedding way back in the old days. There are various settings you can have on here. One is with regard to enhancements. It will automatically auto-enhance all of the pictures that you run through. Auto-enhance it, remove red eye, restore faded colors, all of those you can click on or off. And what it will do, the default is it will scan 2 copies, the original plus the enhanced. And that's what they recommend here. Now I've run it through, as I said, a couple hundred pictures already, and I'm pretty comfortable with just the enhanced versions. I figured that would also save some disk space. So I'm going to just use the directly scanned photo, 1 copy. There's various settings as well. Standard photos, instant photos, panoramic photos. The biggest one is the resolution. Now I've been scanning everything. The fast scanning, which is like 1 picture a second, is at 300 dpi. 600 dpi, which has greater archiving, enlarging, cropping ability, would be about 3 seconds of photo. And then 1200 dpi obviously would be a very large picture. So I'm going to keep it at 300. That's what I'm going to show you as I do some fast scanning. Close that up. It's going to ask you up here to start scanning. And here's where you add the information of what you're going to be scanning and how you want to be able to find it later. So I'm going to click on here, and most of these pictures are going to be from the 1990s, I think. So I'm going to click on that. Some from a little bit earlier, but that's close enough. Month or season, you could put more direct information there. I won't do that. Subject, I'll just simply type in Beth and Scott. Now it's going to ask to start scanning. And you saw how quickly that happened. I couldn't even get the camera pointed at it quick enough. And now that they're scanned, you hit done scanning. It'll start to process it. That was 20 photos in about 20 seconds. And then here, I will make this bigger. You can see each individual photo pops up. Of course, now that you have everything scanned in, you could do some additional editing. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I do to edit out the parachute pants I was wearing. This has to be from the 80s on a trip to Hawaii down here. But you can edit, restore, rotate, things like that. Basic editing inside the Epson software. Then, of course, you can also use any other type of photo editing software. One thing I didn't mention is this thing will actually scan both sides of the photograph. So if you happen to have had any writing on the back, who was in it or the date, things like that, like many of us did way back in the day, it will capture that and put it in the file right alongside the photograph. It does it automatically. Now, full disclosure, it's a little bit pricey, these things. Roughly right around $500. I think you can get them. That's what I paid. It might have been on sale. I'll put a link down below. But it is honestly doing exactly what I wanted to do. Obviously, this wasn't a full and in-depth review of all the capabilities of the Epson Fastfoto. I want to give you a quick idea of what it can do. I'm very happy with it. I hope you enjoyed this quick introduction. If you did, hit the like, subscribe, and bell button, and we'll see you again soon here in the arena.